Welcome to Girlies versus TBR. I'm Mari.
I'm Alyssa.
And today's video we have our July book chats. Little Summerween moment.
Summerween month for us.
Yes. Muñeca by Cynthia Gómez. This is a pretty short one. It's only 159 pages, I think.
Yeah. It's a cute little
pretty
novella.
Short.
Reminder.
Oh, yeah.
This is book chats, right?
Yeah.
So we talk about the whole book, okay?
Spoilers.
So we do announce what book we're doing for book chats a few weeks before. I think this one will be a little bit of a quicker turnaround, but again, this book is pretty short. If you want to read it before you watch the video, you have time to do so because we talk about the whole book. There is a spoiler warning. We talk about the beginning, the middle, the end, the events, what's happening, the plot twist. We talk about everything. Okay, so spoiler warning, if you have not read it yet, pause it, go back, read it, and then come back.
Or if you need like a little tagline to entice you into reading it.
Yes.
I will read the little blurb here and then you could come back. Yeah. So it says, a vivid, surreal gothic about a queer Latina working-class witch who sets out to rescue a beast-spelled heiress and loses control of her powers and her heart in the process.
And this means doll.
Yes.
In Spanish. So
it's the whole, it just, the way it connects.
Creepy dolls. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't like dolls, we should probably put her somewhere. I have a doll. A little cottage doll.
She fit there. Straighten her out. There we go. Yeah.
She's gonna hang out with us.
She'll just hang out with us for the whole video.
I do have a little short story about this doll.
Yes, you do.
I feel like it's fitting to talk about her.
Yes.
I got her from one of my friends. They were having a tag sale and I saw her and I was like, she's so cute. I'm gonna take her home.
Yeah. And
I want to say we were playing with the little, so she has like a little, what is it called?
Like a wind up because she's a musical doll.
Yeah. And we were playing with her and I was like, oh, she still works. Okay, cool. I do want to say, after a few days on my shelf, she did start playing music while I was dead asleep in the middle of the night. And I did put a boundary down and I said, hey, we're not going to do that while I'm sleeping. So you could stay if you're a nice spirit, a good spirit.
Yeah.
But don't do that again.
Yeah.
If you're not, you can go. And she hasn't done anything since. And I think she respects me. I respect her. Yeah. And that is how she stays on my shelf.
Yeah. And she's going to get her 15 minutes of fame in this video.
Yeah. She's so cute.
Yeah. The doll in this one is not.
Well, she is kind of.
She's cute. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so we do have our outline for book chats that we do. Also, just because I noticed this in the other video, I have my laptop here. So if you see, like, a light going in and out, that's my laptop. My overall thoughts was, wow, that was crazy. What a crazy ride. That's when I first typed. Okay. When I first started this, I thought she was going to be, like, the unreliable narrator. Like, that she was going to be wrong about everything. And that, like, Violetta, like, actually had a medical condition.
Oh.
And then I thought she was just going to be imagining all of this stuff. So then when stuff started happening, I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. I didn't read this enough.
It's okay.
I just started.
It's okay.
I just started it. So, yeah, no, I didn't. If you go in without reading that, you think.
I don't think I read that either, but I didn't really know what to expect. Yeah. Like, I was just like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I had this, like, just feeling of dread the whole time.
Me too.
That, like, she was not.
There was something going on.
That she, like, this, whatever she thought was happening was not actually happening, and that, like, it would be something worse, or, like, she was just, like, crazy. Yeah.
I was like, that feeling of dread was, like, the whole time I was reading this.
Yeah.
The whole time. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And a lot did happen.
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah. It was once the stuff started happening, which I think it was, for me, it was when I finally believed her, when I was like, oh, this is real to the story, was when she did when Nati put her in the doll, and the doll moved. And then I was like, oh shit, like that would be an escalating hallucination if that's what was happening, right? So then I was like, okay, so this is like actually happening, and I was like, that is crazy.
For some reason, I believed her immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is crazy, and I clocked it when there was a moment when she focused on the bracelet for like that brief moment.
Yeah.
It was quick. It wasn't like she like stared at it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ooh, some brujeria is happening in here.
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
We gotta save her.
Yeah.
We gotta save her.
Yeah.
Because I was like, immediately clocked it.
Well,
I was like, there's something crazy.
I also was like, oh, she's looking at that. But I was like, she just randomly shows up at this house. And she's just, like, randomly thinking that she knows that she's under a spell. She knows how to break it. Mm-hmm. And that seems so, like, out of nowhere, kind of. Because she hasn't been to this house in so long. That I was like, she has to be, like, this cannot be real. And then it's just, like, the things... So if she is hallucinating, the things like that are going to pop out to her. And, like, just fuel her hallucination more. And so I was like, yeah, this has to be, like, some kind of, like, fixation kind of thing. But no. I was wrong. Because I didn't read the synopsis. I don't know.
I just was like, something's happening. I wasn't sure what exactly, but I was so locked in from the beginning. I was like, something spooky is happening.
Yeah.
And I can't.
Yeah. I was just like, yeah, that's really creepy. I really like the way the author does the, like, house and the atmosphere and stuff. It's very, like, it's all happening mainly in the house, mainly in Violetta's room. Yeah. And so it's like, yeah, you're in the same spot for almost the whole book. We're in the house almost the whole book. Yeah. Yeah, like, I can, like, picture the house. The author did a really good job, I think, of, like, describing it and describing, like, how spooky it was and stuff like that. I liked her friend Doris and how Doris was just, like, so chill.
Yeah, she was.
Because
she was very chill.
When Nati puts Violetta in her own body, and then she's like, hey, Doris, you're going to take me out, but it's not going to be me. And then when she comes down, she's like, I'm not... I think she says, I'm not naughty, or she says, I'm Violetta. And Doris is just like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Also, this takes place in 1968. So for also that time period... And then someone just being like, yeah, I'm not the person, actually. Like, she put me in her body. And then Doris is just like, yeah, I know. Okay, let's go out dancing.
I think that was super cool.
It was, but I was like, Doris, what happened to you in your life that you're just like, all right.
I mean, so Doris and Nati, they had history. Yeah. So I feel like this is not, like, out of the ordinary.
Well, I don't remember now, but I don't think she ever told Doris that she did witchy stuff.
I don't think it was mentioned at all.
Yeah.
So, like,
and then, like, when she was saying this, she was like, what do you mean? So I feel like that's kind of out of left field for them.
Well, Doris didn't really have that much of a reaction, though.
Yeah.
She was mostly worried about, like, being like, girl, you trust her, though?
Yeah.
To, like, be in your body.
Yeah.
And not just, like, book it out of here. I feel like she was more freaked out about that than the actual magic happening.
Yeah.
So I feel like Doris is just like, cool.
All right.
Yeah. She's just like, whatever.
Yeah. I also finally, like, when it happened, I'm glad her mom finally, like, did something.
Girl. I have so much to talk about with that.
Yeah. There's a lot of, like, generational, like, with Nati's grandmother.
Yep, that is what I have to talk about.
And Violetta's mom. It's, like, generational, I guess, trauma.
Yeah.
And just being a bad person.
I feel like it's very complicated.
Yeah.
And nuanced because as a Latina, I've also dealt with a lot of women and their trauma and trying to put that on us essentially. And it's like, no, we want to break that. So I have a lot to say, and I will talk about it more in depth in like fave plot points, because that was honestly, I like connected a lot with that. Yeah. And I was like, holy shit. And it's just so nuanced because, again, it is trauma that they have. So it's like, it's their fault, but it isn't. So like, I kind of could see like the double-edged sword there. Yeah. But for me, I was like, what the fuck? Well, and I think finally, like, hello?
I think Nati's mom was like aware of it.
Yeah, and she was like, I don't want you to fall into that whole thing. So, yeah, that aspect, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, like, all the generational trauma and also, like, racial issues that they're talking about and patriarchal issues and sexist issues, all in this tiny book.
Very tiny
like,
book.
she really covered a whole bunch in this book, too. And it was done really well, as well. Do you think Nati ever went too far?
No, I don't think she went far enough, to be honest. Because, in my opinion, Violeta, she wanted them dead. That was the first thing she said. She was like, kill them. Yeah. And Nati was like, no. Yeah. No. Yeah. Dealing with the like, him and the mother. I don't think she went far enough. Yeah. Girl, 6 years. Yeah. Of this innocent young lady. Yeah. In, like, bedridden. And he knew what he was doing. He did it intentional. And the mom turned her head, knew that she could communicate, and was like, to save her ass. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. I was like,
so, she's protecting herself, like, almost the whole time until, like, the end, basically. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, great, thanks for doing something. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't think Nati went far enough.
I think, like, she was... I was also thinking that because we got her having, like, a bad reaction after all the time she was doing the spells. And so I was like... oh no, there's going to be like a certain point where she's going to cross the line and it's going to be too far. And I almost got there with her trying to make her mom think that she was like going crazy. At a point, I was like, oh yeah, she deserves that. And then it was like at the point where she kept saying like, they're going to like take her away in the white van and she's going to be like put into a mental institution. Which back then in the 60s, was horrific.
Like you were just you were not a person
like, forget
anymore.
It like she's probably never coming back from that. And so I was like, but I think Nati also knew that she didn't want that to be the end. So I was like, for me is like she walked a very fine line, because in the beginning she also said she was gonna go there to break the spell, not do any spells, and then we were just like, that was out the window. And she was doing a whole bunch of spells. And she was doing a whole bunch of crazy spells. And so I was like, I guess for herself, like, she already crossed that part of that line. And then it was a very, very thin line that she was walking of, I don't think she wanted to put a woman in a mental institution. Like, no matter who it was. Yeah. Really. And so I was like, oh my god, that part made me really nervous.
I do think that she has a conscience. And she doesn't want to put a woman in that position. But I think that it needed to happen to snap her the fuck out of it. Yeah. Like, get over yourself. You put your daughter through this? Yeah. That's fucking insane. I'm sorry, but not sorry. No, you deserve that, actually. Because, like, your daughter cannot fucking move. 6 years. Yeah. Like that. 6 years. And it doesn't look like the mom even, like, really talked to her much either. Yeah. That whole time.
It's not like she was just like, we have to hide this because I don't know what else he's gonna do.
No, she pretended
but,
it
like,
didn't happen.
we can talk, but yeah, no, she was just, like, kind of ignored her.
It's, like, not even that. You don't have, like, not one feeling for your daughter.
Yeah.
Going through that.
Mm-hmm.
That's ass.
Mm-hmm.
So to be honest, what Nati did, I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's true.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I didn't really... Like, I felt bad because, you know, her having to go to this extent to be like, dude, help your daughter.
Yeah.
Is actually nuts. And that's real life, too.
Yeah.
Because there are women who literally... Shit could go so far and so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes it... Like, it has to take them all of that to snap out of it and be like, hello, your children.
Yeah.
And for you, too.
Yeah.
Like, this is not good for you either.
I think she was just so also stuck in upholding, like, tradition. Because Nati did notice, like, oh, this house wants to be stuck in the Gilded Ages. Oh, this is reminiscent of the 1800s. Oh, this is, like, how things used to be, whatever. And so I think her mom really wanted to, like, hang on to that tradition. So much so, because I don't think... I mean, she was also, like, just married. Like, I don't think, knew any other way to do it.
No.
And so she's scared of any kind of thing changing like that. And so she's trying to hold on to her tradition, to, like, that the man is in charge of the house and all that kind of stuff. She's trying to hold on to it for so long so nothing would change. And then that was the result,
to the detriment of her daughter being stuck like that. So,
like, uphold the patriarchal standards as well.
It does come to that conversation and, like, how nuanced that is, because this is real life, too.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of households, specifically, like, Latine households, like, there's so much shit. Where it's,
so
like...
stuck in, like, how things
are which
supposed
is, like,
to be.
You're... Like, you want to stay in this, but it's, like, hurting younger generations. Like, the new generations. They want to break that, and it's, like, you're seen as the bad guy. Which is... very, very, very so close to home, this book for me. I was like, holy shit.
It's not really until they're at the point of no return, basically, that Violetta's mom finally decides to, like, do something.
Yeah.
I mean, they're at the point, like, he's already been stabbed. Like, clearly something is going to be happening here. And it's, like, finally at that point, it's like she snaps out of it and she's like, okay, now I can do something.
Something bad really has to happen, and it's kind of unfortunate that it has to get there to
that point.
Like, open your eyes and be like, whoa, this is not good, this is not healthy. So
and also her mom is not the one to initiate any of that. It's like someone else has to come in and do it and get them to that point where they have crossed the line at that point. Like, he's been stabbed, something has to happen from that, and it's like her mom couldn't even figure out a plan to even get them to that point. And it's not until they're at that point that she's like, okay,
I'm
let
gonna
me do something.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I guess you could say, not that I'm sympathizing with the mom at all. But you could say they were both kind of stuck in themselves.
Of course.
Parallels between that. But
I mean, I have sympathy in the trauma, because it is hard, especially with older generations, and, like, how men have to be in this patriarchal standard. And how they have to kind of, like, become invisible themselves to kind of uphold that. It is very sad.
But
then I feel very sad about that, because, you know, I've experienced that with older generations, and it is very sad, but at the same time, it's like,
then her mom's upholding it, though.
Like, at the same time, in the same token, you're, like, still upholding her. Like, the woman, it's like, I don't know, it's very sad.
Like, it's Violetta's land. Like, it is her land at this point. So I guess, like, her dad and her family just required her to be married to a man in order to get that, I guess.
I mean, I guess this is, like, a plot point, but one of the things that I really liked overall was the intertwining of music and witchcraft. That was so cool to me. I was like, for her to do a spell while also having a very specific song at the same time. That was very cool. And I like that she was like, I never knew why Grandma had all these random ass songs. Mm-hmm. And it helped with a spell. Yeah. Like a specific spell.
And there's I think a quote, I might have tapped it, where she says it's like trying to remember a song that you've heard before and you can't like remember the melody, and then toward the end she says like she can recognize the song again.
So I thought that was very, very cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
I also like that a lot of the songs are like Aretha Franklin and Nina Simone. Yeah. Like I was like, wow.
Yeah. So they're also playing the records backwards, which was very well, I guess what it reminded me of is like kind of like the 80s hair bands and like Satanic Panic. When they would say, oh, if you play these records backwards, you're like summoning the devil. And like, so that's what I thought of is when she was playing it backwards. I was like, oh, is this kind of, I mean, it's also very unnerving if you've heard anything played in reverse like that. It's so unnerving. And so that kind of reminded me of that. And I was like, I wonder if that kind of like ties in to it as well, because that was a big part of Satanic Panic. Twisted Sister literally had to like go to court.
Oh my gosh.
About like their music and stuff during, I think it was still during Satanic Panic. This is a hair metal band. I remember they were just like, oh, if you play it backwards, it's saying something about Satan. And I was like, oh, okay.
I know we touched upon this like already, but the whole doll idea, holy crap, is so creepy. Yeah. The idea of like having, like, she's already, like, Violeta is already like a doll. Yeah. She can't move. Yeah. But then she's transferred into a doll.
And that has... What the fuck? She has more freedom like that.
But then she gets transferred into Nati, too. Yeah. And I'm like... It's like she's playing a doll inside Nati. Like, that... The whole thing was just like...
Like, she's moving her body like a doll.
What the fuck? Yeah. Like, it was just so, like... It was executed so well. I also really like that a lot of these places are, like, real. Yeah. Like, they're based off of, like, real places.
Yeah, and the author's note.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, like, towards the end, we do get the author's note, and she kind of discusses a lot of, like, the places, and she does mention, she's like, okay, so I got some of the dates wrong. Yeah. Kind of, like, fudged it up a little bit, where she kind of, like, made certain things, like, a little bit earlier than what they actually are. The place that they were hanging out actually opened a little bit later.
She wanted to research, like, what actually happened with this land, but she didn't want to read too much on the families because she didn't want to accidentally put something in there that was about those families that I'm assuming are still in that area, if it's, like, a land grant thing. Yeah. Yeah. And so, and it's, like, kind of in... It's in California, basically, is where it's, like, kind of taking place. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting, too. So it was kind of, like, she maybe, like, put this in and then went and looked up when that club was actually open, and I was like, okay. Anyway. Yeah. Because I think she didn't want to make it too accurate. I'm sure she didn't want to offend anybody.
Yeah. I personally really, really like the whole talk about race, sexuality, and just, like, the patriarchal system. Like you said, like, everything in this tiny book. Yeah. Like, she did really, really well.
I mean, it's a horror book. Yeah. It's not even like a social sciences book or something. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, so a lot of horror does use that as, like, social critiques. I've noticed that a lot of the horror books that I've read have a lot to do with society and how society is, like, portrayed. A lot of it usually, like, is like this. Like, I've read a lot of horror that is like this, where they take a lot of topics of, like, race or sexuality or just, like, women in certain spaces. So I was like, makes sense. Makes sense. And horror does tend to do that. Like, it is like a social critique on everything.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because, like, I've read a lot of horror, and it's... Every book has something to say about society. Yeah. Whether you agree with it or not. Like, and usually I tend to agree with it, because the people who are writing horror, they're educated.
The authors
they're educated. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, authors that we pick.
Yeah, I appreciate all of that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our overall thoughts.
Yeah.
And we'll get deeper into conversation about the book.
The next section we have is favorite quotes.
Mm-hmm. All different ones again.
All different quotes. Okay.
Yeah. Such a small book.
I know.
And we still have different quotes.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we'll go kind of like in order throughout the book. Mm-hmm. So you have the first couple ones.
So the page 10. First one is page 10.
Mm-hmm. Oh, see, but the thing is, I also
tabbed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like we'll have, like, I tabbed a lot.
Yeah.
So I might have tabbed some stuff.
Yeah.
Page 10. Mm-hmm. A lot of my quotes, I feel like, really solidify the book for me. Mm-hmm. Like, they kind of encompass the book a lot. This is when Violeta and Nati walks in and finally sees Violeta, like, on the bed.
Yeah.
And I highlighted, it said, I'll leave you two to get acquainted. She doesn't even look into the room. I was wrong before. That sigh wasn't pity for her daughter, locked inside her own body forever, no way out. It was much simpler. Her only living child is defective. Violeta's not making babies or hosting parties or managing the crumbling house. So for these people, what good is she? That took me in. I was like, holy fuck, I need to highlight that.
I mean, yeah, it really shows how her mom is really so deep entrenched in upholding those patriarchal views, because that is a patriarchal view that her daughter is only good for those things. So yeah. That makes sense.
Like, for Nati to, like, understand all of that in just a sigh, really took me out.
She knew them before this happened, too. Yeah. So she probably already knew how her mom was anyway, which we do know, because she wouldn't, like, let her go to that concert or whatever. So she knew how her mom already was, and so that gives her some insight, too. She's, like, she steps in the house, she already knows what's happening.
I was like
she's dialed in.
But she clocked it right away.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah.
And you know what else I'm noticing just now is it says the wallpaper is the color of faded buttercups. And I wonder if that's a nod to the yellow wallpaper.
It is, because I didn't...
I haven't read that.
I read it.
Okay.
Shit is... Oof.
Yeah.
There's another nod to it as well, and it does... I don't remember where it was. I did tab it, though.
Yeah.
And it does say yellow wallpaper.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, this is definitely...
the
yellow wallpaper.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's also another thing where it's Violeta's letter to Nati. It says, Violeta hadn't spent 6 years staring at yellow flowers on the walls. And I'm like, she kept repeating the yellow wallpaper. And I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I just now noticed that.
Yeah. That's why I highlighted it. I was like, whoa, this has to be like that. So I'm glad that you mentioned it. Because I completely forgot.
Yeah, because I was just like, wait a second. Yeah. So I think...
So she mentioned
probably
it
on
a
the
couple
second
times.
read we would catch more. I would catch more things too. Yeah, she does. She mentions it quite a lot.
This is a masterpiece. I just want to say. Literary masterpiece.
I think if I had actually read the yellow wallpaper, maybe I would.
But you still picked it up, though.
And then I was like, wait a second.
You still picked it up.
Because in that, from what I understand, she's also trapped in a room. Her husband has put her there because she's going crazy.
Yeah.
Which has a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Women in madness. It's a thing. Yeah. It's definitely, a lot of books deal with that, and it's my next quote, page 20. This one is about queerness, and this one hit me hard. I was like, damn. It says, the smell of roasting chile and tomato wafts down the hall from the kitchen where a girl named Lupe is making enchiladas. Payment for letting her crash on the couch. There's always a rotating cast of couch girls, because there's no shortage of parents who stop being parents when they find out their daughter's queer. That just, I was like, yeah. Homosexuality is like so frowned upon because of the whole patriarchal thing, but also religion. That one hit hard. I was like, yeah, I feel like when they find out, it's just devastating. When she like said that, I was like, highlight that whole thing, because I can't. Yeah, and I don't know, I felt it to my core. I was like, well, is this book written for me? Maybe. Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
I have 45. This one I just really liked because I was like, period. It says, I started at, to certain people, women like us are invisible. Now I knew where my mother had got that phrase, and I shivered. Foolish of them, because then they won't see what's coming. It's fine with me if they want to relegate me to the shadows. Lots of dark and powerful things grow there. And she put my hair and the mint in her molcajete and mashed them together, eyes locked on mine.
Mortar and pestle.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, I really like that. I really like the line, lots of dark and powerful things grow there.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. That was great. That was a great line. I was like, I love that so much. So I just wanted to mention that one because it was a great line.
My first one is page 47. This is like her grandmother gives her that spell on a card and she like tries to get rid of it because she's like, this is too scary, too much. She tore into tiny pieces and threw them out the window and as the bus drove on. No use, of course. This is kind of a paragraph, I'm sorry. No use, of course, because as I close my eyes now, I can see every one of those words and hear every one of those steps she told me clear and plain. And I can hear the story humming underneath those instructions, rattling inside me now as I sit by Violetta's bed, a blonde doll and a Ouija board on the dresser next to me. The answer to the question I asked Grandma, an answer she gave in a story, but right there, if I strung together the clues, the story of a husband who beat my grandmother, my mother, my aunt, and who one day had no idea why he suddenly was so terribly, terribly cold. Oof. Yeah. She, like, uncovering the story of her family. And the question that she had asked her grandma, I believe, is referring to the one at the beginning of the chapter. It says, Grandma, have you ever killed anybody?
Yeah.
And so it is, like, that man and his rage drove her to that point as well.
Which is interesting because you could see how different her, like, Nati's grandma is to Violetta's mother.
Yeah.
Where Nati's grandmother, she was like, I can't take this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, mess with me, fine. Mess with my children and that. No. Absolutely not. And, like, him. So it's interesting to see both.
It's always a thing of, like, you know, before there was no-fault divorce.
Yeah.
You know, which she also talks about in the author's note as well. Is, like, women were doing things to get rid of their husbands that were abusive or manipulative. So I really like that, where, like, she kind of uncovers that. And she's like, oh, okay. So she, like, basically put a spell on him to kill him.
Put a spell on him.
So yeah, I did like that, where it is showing kind of like the generational stuff going on, and how her grandmother had to be the one to do it.
Well,
yeah.
Someone had to do it.
Someone had to do it. So on page 64, my next quote is the one from her mom, and it just shows how different her mom was to her grandma. You know what she never did, even when she knew it was the end? She never told me stuff like, you have to do this or that with your life, mija, because of what I went through and all the sacrifices I made for you. That's a weight she didn't want me to carry, her hopes. She only wanted me to carry my own.
I love that.
Yeah. And I feel like we see this theme a lot in some of the books that I've read, where like the parents were immigrants, or I've heard of it from my friends a lot as well, where it's like some of their parents think that their children owe them a certain thing because they sacrificed so much to get here, or to get to the point where they're at in life. And so I really liked that, where it's basically just like, yeah, her mom wasn't like that, and so she didn't feel that kind of pressure to do that. And so that kind of just like let her do what she wanted to do. Yeah,
that theme runs through a lot of families.
Yeah.
I feel like they're always trying to remind you, like, that they had it harder, and that they struggled to get to where you are now.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we did all of this for you, for the betterment of you, so that you wouldn't grow up that way.
Yeah.
But, like, they love reminding you constantly. And it's like, on top of that, it's like they're kind of basically throwing that trauma onto you, which I don't know. I feel like it's like a habit at this point with a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Because I feel like
sad.
it's two sides to the coin where, like, they could be like, I sacrificed so much for you, so you better do even better than I did.
Yeah.
And work even harder than I did and get even farther than I did.
Yeah.
Or it's, I sacrificed so much for you so that you could be your own person and make your own decisions.
Yep.
And I think that's the one that her mom is.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I kind of just appreciated that we had
yeah.
that part.
It
And
was
her
nice.
mom was like that. Yeah.
My next one is 76. I just really like this one. One of Violeta's letters to Nati. And this is the first time that she's in Nati's body. So now she's like free to like actually walk around.
Yeah.
And I love this part so much. At the bottom it says, the night was warm, one of those nights when the moonlight feels like a bath. I touched everything. The brick of the flagstones, rough on my palms. The roses, pink and soft. Even the scratch of the thorns felt good because it was a sensation I chose. There were the gardenias, the kind you bring into my room. I plucked one of them from its stem, warm in my hands, and slipped it inside the cup of your bra for you to find when you're back in your body. I felt my silence like a drum inside my chest, and I wanted so badly to shout something, anything, just to make a sound exist in the world, but there was no way for me to do this without it coming back to hurt you. And then I realized what I could do. I spent those last few minutes of freedom with the taste of chocolate and strawberries still in my mouth, singing just under my breath, too softly for anyone to hear but me. I put a spell on you, of course, and when you played for me just today, my voice nearly cracking at the words, I shall be released.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
But also, like, for Nati to allow her to have this.
Have her body?
Yeah. Was just like,
Yeah.
It was kind of scary because at first, like, I wasn't sure what Violeta's intentions were. Like, I wasn't sure at this point if Nati could trust her because we didn't know
she could be so desperate, and honestly, that would be valid.
After 6 years.
Yeah. And it would be valid.
She could have run off with Nati's body.
Which she almost did.
She almost did. She was tempted, but she didn't do it.
But
I just feel like, I don't know, when she said it was a sensation I chose.
Yeah.
That I was like,
oh,
because she didn't have a choice in any of this.
Yeah.
And that's part of one of my favorite plot points was that Nati gave her these choices. Like, you decide.
Yeah. I also liked in that scene, too, that Nati put, like, a little snack plate together for her. It
was so cute.
Because she was like, she knew she was going to go to the fridge. And then it was like, Nati's late night midnight snack. Yeah. I was going to say late night snack. And it was like a whole bunch of it was like a charcuterie board.
It's so cute.
A whole bunch of things for her to sample, basically, that she
She knew she was going to want to eat. So page 89, this is also another one of Violeta's letters. It says, 6 years ago, I learned that my husband liked to step out with other women. He wasn't even subtle about it. I didn't love him, but I still wouldn't stand for being humiliated. But when I went to my mother, she told me that women in our family were expected to swallow their pride, that men couldn't control their urges, and that we needed Andres' money. So never mind my self-respect or my pride. I couldn't believe it. It was like she'd been wearing some mask her whole life, and she had just taken it off. Worse, she was trying to pass it on to me for me to wear. The way that was beautifully said. It like, I sometimes felt that way growing up, where there was these like, just like the gender role that it's like you're expected to be this way,
like uphold the standards
from an older generation onto a younger generation, and it's like, but what if I don't want to be that? No. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So that that was just well said. Yeah, it was well said. I don't know what else to say. I feel like that was perfect.
I think the whole, like, her saying she was wearing a mask her whole life, she took it off and she tried to pass it on to me, is also kind of relating to, like, a doll.
Yeah.
Right, because you're not caring. You're, like, just trying to put the mask on the doll so the doll will behave. Because because the doll is an object, not your daughter. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, it's a horror book. It wasn't going to be, like, super fun. We're, like, sighing after everything we talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
My next one is on 96. It was something Nathy's mom had said to her, because her mom was, like, a maid in the house, basically. Mm-hmm. And she said that her mother had said, there's misery in every beautiful thing in this house. Mm. And just that line.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole scene
yeah.
has a whole bunch of ramifications, which I also want to talk about. But that line specifically of just, like, it's kind of a thing of, like, they're really rich, but, like, they're miserable kind of thing as well. And, like, her mom could see it, right?
Yeah.
So, because her mom was the one that kind of, you know, didn't uphold those kind of standards and whatnot. So, yeah, that line is just so good. I really liked it.
It was really good.
That's just like I like that writing kind of line.
There's a lot of good stuff in here. Minus 101. This quote ties into something we did mention earlier about women and just the mental institution back in the day, where it's like you're said to be mad or crazy, and it's like, no, I'm not, but they put you in that institution and you come out a shell of yourself. Yeah. Because you went in not being actually crazy, and it's like that whole thing. You just went against society in some way that a man disagreed with. I only wondered how quickly they'd send for the van, Violeta wrote. I've heard the stories from some of the couch girls, the warnings about where those vans like to take degenerates like us. A woman might enter that van as a person, but she'll leave it as a mental patient, and if she doesn't know the difference, she'll find out soon enough. Kind of reminds me also, have you seen Girl Interrupted? Yes. Yeah. Where she just kind of gets put in there because those vans like to take degenerates, which is in quotes, like us. So it kind of reminds me of that, because like her family, I think her family just like couldn't understand her or deal with her, and so they like sent her to the mental institution. I think Girl Interrupted set around the same time as this, and so I think, I mean, I haven't looked into it that much, but I would assume that would kind of indicate maybe that that kind of thing was happening a lot during this time. Which, I mean, it had been already happening. We know that. But I think also in kind of like a difficult daughters kind of way. Send them away. Men back in the day were able to like literally just be like, yeah, she said this. Yeah. Or she did this. Yeah. And that's like, what I mean. Like, I feel like that was, I mean, that had also already been happening. Yeah. But, yeah. She read a book. She read a book. Yeah. Instantly or taken away. She wrote a book, and I want to write that book instead. Crazy things happening. 141. Oh, I just wanted to talk about this because this is literally Violeta's in the doll at this point. This is when she's in the doll, and Andreas has come back. And, like, surprised Nathy and Violeta. And they're like, oh, shit, we have to do something. And he's, like, holding the gun. And then we get to this part, and it just says, and that's when a crab meat fork stabs into his Achilles heel. If I don't live through the next few minutes, at least I'll die having seen the expression on this cruel, privileged man's face when he realizes this attack came from a 12-inch high doll, swinging a tiny fork, staining his $40 socks with his blood. It's so good. I was like, this is ridiculous, that scene. And I was just like, God, I lost it at that sentence. Specifically. You want to know what I got that fucking took me? Yeah. It's... next page. I was gonna say. Literally, my next quote, last quote, actually, he says, you need to call off that thing. Bloodied, half-blinded, disarmed, and he's still trying to issue commands. That thing? I pointed to Violeta. What, you don't recognize your wife? He lifts his bloody gaze and stares at her baby blue dress stained with red, and with another flash of theatrics that makes my heart swell, she lifts her crab fork wielding hand and she she waves. That took me out.
Yeah.
Because I could see it happening, and I'm like...
Yeah, dude, this whole sequence of events in this scene is
it's
just
so
like,
good.
This is the one where I was like, I can see the scene playing out as a movie because this is just crazy. My next one is 145. This is like, so her grandmother had once swallowed something that was like red and black and like made her scream, essentially, and then she finds it in her backpack. She thinks her grandmother put it there, and so she just swallows it. And she says, my head drops back, my mouth opens wide, and out of it pours every bit of fury I've ever swallowed in my life. Every time one of the men at the bank accidentally brushed up against me, this family's horrible bigotry I had to listen to with a straight face. Every time I watched them talk to my mother as though she knew nothing at all. That never-ending day when I watched her machines grow silent and I felt her hand go slack. It all howls out of my red throat as I advanced toward Andreas. And if the power I felt before was intoxicating, this feels like I could burst through the wood and the walls of this house, my entire body just a thundering scream. I mean, it's really like, of course, swallowing down rage as a woman because you're expected to.
Yeah.
And then she uses it in the attack against Andreas. She essentially lets it all out against him specifically. So I really like that imagery.
So good.
My last one is 156. This also goes back to the thing that you were saying about she chose to feel those sensations, right? And even though it was almost like in the beginning when I didn't know that she was actually trapped, you know, the spell or whatever, I was like, is this kind of like an obsession? Like, why is she even thinking of this? You know what I mean? Why does she think she can free her from this kind of thing? And then I thought after, I was like, well, where is this going to leave them? Because she, like, she cast so many spells, you know, she felt the effects of them on herself. All of this, a man was killed, her mom was taken away. Everybody risked a lot in this situation. And then for Nati to just be like, it's not my choice. I was like, wow. Because, like, if it was some kind of obsession, like, that would be impossible for her to do. Yeah. Right? So I really do like that it just shows that she is letting her make choices. So basically, Doris is like, why don't you just call her? Because she keeps rereading the last letter that Violetta left for her. And she says, because I'm letting her call me. When we said goodbye, I told her that she spent so many years choosing nothing. I want her to remember what it feels like to decide things. And I don't want her to do anything because she feels like she owes me. Not even pick up the phone. I want it to be for real. So I was like, wow. That's some real maturity, honestly. Is like her just like doing all of this, putting all this on the line, and then just being like, I'll just let her choose if she wants to still talk to me, kind of thing. Like, yeah, that was really crazy for me. I also love that moment. So those were our favorite quotes. So many in such a short book. Favorite plot point.
So I already briefly mentioned this, the race and sexuality and, you know, basically the whole gender roles thing. Yeah. So 118 and 119 basically kind of briefly talks about it. I have to stand now, my hands gripping each other, my knuckles white. Did they build their own wealth, Mrs. Miramontes? Because I think the Indians might have had something to do with it. Think what you will about that, young lady, but during the worst harvests, my great-great-grandfather was tilling the same land that his Indian boys did right by their sides, and when he should have been living out his dignified old years, the gold rush came, and all of a sudden the land became a different country under his very feet. He spent the last years of his life fighting to defend what was his from land squatters and speculators and the government itself. Imagine an old man nearly 70 traveling all the way to the state capital only for them to look at his land grants and declare that they weren't valid because they weren't written in English. By the time he had them translated and notarized and brought back to the courts, half of his lands were gone. You young ladies are spoiled. You've never had to carry the weight of it all the days of your life. And she slumps down in the chair, this woman whose posture has always been finishing school perfect. Again, the whole generational thing, and just being immigrants in a country that really wasn't built for an immigrant to prosper. You know, it was his land, quote unquote. Because again, this is stolen land. All right.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of the younger generation is trying to like point out like this is stolen
the
land.
Land grants that he had were also stolen land.
So it's just the layers of it.
Yeah.
This page just really was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's stolen land. But he also felt like this is his land. You know what I mean? As an immigrant coming in. And he had all these grants and stuff. And then the government not even seeing that, and then it being taken again.
And now he's seeing it as a problem.
So, yes. It's like, it's just all, like, I don't know. I was
it's
like,
wow. She almost hit the nail on the head when she's like, well, he was working the fields with the Indian boys that were out there working it too. And it was like,
and it's like, hello?
Do you
not see what
so the teacup part was also one of my favorite ones, where like Nazi puts the spell on the teacup so that it'll like tell the miseries of the indigenous people that also like mined the silver that was in that area as well to her as she was drinking it. And so it was just kind of like a same kind of thing where it was like, okay, well, you're saying this is your land because you had these land grants, but you actually stole the land from the indigenous people that were here to begin with. And then also use them to mine the silver.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like all this wealth. This wealth, right?
Yeah.
And it's like this wealth was built from stealing.
Yeah.
And freaking forced labor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's just...
I mean, I also appreciate the author's note that actually went into the history of that as well. Where she did show that, like, that did happen. And stuff. And it wasn't something that was just a plot point in the book.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that as well. One of my favorite plot points is that Nazi's mom used to work there. And so it's kind of like... And she knows that they treated her mom like shit. And so it's kind of like Nazi's going back to, like, get revenge. Also for her mom.
And to get her girl.
Yeah. Yeah, but I liked that. I liked that little tidbit as well too. That like she's like, my mom used to work here, and I used to work here too, but you don't remember me at all.
Exactly. So another plot point that I really liked, which was basically a major plot. In this is the women and the different generations upholds patriarchy and how the older generation is just like they're in this cycle. Brings like I do sympathize because it is very sad, but also they are upholding this patriarchy. So it's like, so page 49, this is when Nati and Violeta are talking. They're talking about like if anybody knew like that Violeta could communicate essentially. And so basically she says like, did he know that you could communicate? And she was like, no. But then Nati asked, and your mother. But then I already know. You tried to communicate with her, didn't you? It's not a question. Yes. And what happened? The doll's arms are plastic. They can't tremble exactly, but the next words are raggedy as they form. She pretended not to see. And for a moment, I don't even want to breathe. I don't want to take in another breath of the air in this house, thick with the silence that Mrs. Miramontes has covered herself in for 6 years. White and smothering. And then that's when Violeta says, kill them.
Yeah. She's like, just kill them all.
I just feel like it's very sad, and we've already talked about this, but it's just so sad that her own mother chose to turn a blind eye to her daughter being still being in there. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, because it's not even like she was like, okay, you can communicate, so, like, we'll communicate, but, like, we have, because of reasons, we can't, like, take this any farther or whatever. Yeah. But, yeah, so she didn't even try. She just pretended.
She pretended that for 6 years, just so that they could have money, that they could stay in this house, and, you know, have privilege, which is so unfortunate.
Yeah.
I feel like the nuance in that is just so sad, but also like fight for your right. Fight for your rights, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're people with thoughts and opinions and feelings. Like, holy crap.
But I mean, that also shows that, like, in other families as well, covering up other things that happen.
That's what
for the
also
sake of keeping the family together.
Triggers me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep this in. It triggers me.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole idea of something happening in the family and it being covered up or not talked about.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want to have problems or fight with family.
Or face that it's even actually real or happening. Yeah. My next favorite plot point is when she does actually turn into a doll. Because again, I said this is the point where I was like, oh, okay, like, no, Nazi is not crazy. Like, she's actually... And she is actually stuck in there. And, like, she's in a literal doll. I was just, like, my mind was blown. I was like, this is actually happening. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And I can just imagine, like, a little doll, like, waddling around. Like, shut up, okay? And I just really enjoyed that so much. And I also just, again, really enjoyed her with the crab fork. I was like, this is so funny. It was funny to me. As much as dolls are creepy, I was like, this is hilarious.
No, that's also one of my favorite plot points is the doll.
Also, like, how emasculating for Andreas.
For like a little doll
with a crab fork
to
take him down.
That was one of my justified things. Yes. I was like, oh, period. Yeah. And I just like that Violeta was able to do that.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't do anything for 6 years.
Yeah. And she's like, you know what? I might be a doll. I might be tiny. I might be in this tiny little blue dress, but I do have this crab fork.
One of my favorite things.
Yes.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
It was literally one of my favorite. My other thing, I have to mention it.
Yeah.
Is just the love between them. So it starts off with just like the simple touches, like just like not the caressing Violeta. I was like, my heart.
Yeah.
My heart, because I'm sure that no one has like given her affection.
Yeah.
In like years.
Yeah.
So I was like, but Miss Ma'am, hello. And so for Violeta to do that while in Nathi's body, I was like, girl, you know what? This is crazy, but I'm so into it. I was like, I felt like this was like such a moment in the book. Really?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
There's something specific about that in general. I don't like it.
Really?
Yes. Yes, I don't like it.
Talk about it.
You don't have consent to be doing that.
Yeah. I see.
That's what it was. Like, that's what it is in general. Because
the consent thing.
Even before this, like that thing, what would you do if you're in someone else's body?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't like it. I don't like it. If someone was in my body and then, like, and you've never seen me naked and then you decided to do that and touch me like that, like, I feel like that would be weird.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it works in the story. It's fine. Like, you know what I mean? But for me personally, I don't like it.
That's valid. That's valid.
Yeah. This is creepy.
I feel like...
But, I mean, it's different in the
have
story.
This, like, building relationship where they want to, like... I feel like... I mean, I guess that, you know, it does come back to the whole consent thing.
I mean, it's valid. And I mean, I do think it's different in this instance because she is trapped in that, in her own body and she can't move. Right? So I kind of, so then she can't, like, caress her back when she is her own body and stuff like that. So, like, I do understand.
She can't even get off either.
Yeah.
Herself.
Yeah.
In 6 years.
That's horrific.
So I feel like it's kind of like...
so, like, I understand there's nuances for this story. Yeah.
Layers.
Yeah, for this story. But in general, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That kind of a plot point.
Yeah.
And so I didn't like it that much. The scene that I did really like is kind of the first scene. Not where she's caressing, but when she bites the strawberry. And, like, the juice is, like, on her lips.
That's another part,
Yeah, that was so... like, lush.
Yes.
That scene.
It's page 69.
I really liked it
68, 69 if you guys want to. But yeah, that is one of the other things that I want to talk about is like the whole, like, I don't know, I feel like it was done really well, where it's like the slow touches, like the flavors, because like she can't really eat, so like for her to taste like berries for the first time, I was like, oh my god, yes, it's been so long. But yeah, I really like that, and I also really appreciate Nati's whole thing about consent.
Yeah,
because like a lot of the times, I think every single time that they kissed, Nati did ask, "Can I kiss you?"
Yeah.
Every single time.
Even when she was
every single time
gonna have the doll kiss her, so
every
she
single
could
time
go in the doll. Yeah,
like it was like, can I do this? Can I touch you? Can I do this? And so it's like, I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess the whole thing of like her being in her body could also be attributed to like their intimacy at that point as well with each other, because
it is like
she trusts her enough to put her in her body and like let her do basically whatever she wants. So yeah, I mean, it does speak to like their intimacy and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I think in one of the letters too, when she went to the club, there was a guy there as well trying to like slide into her DMs basically, but she was like, absolutely not. Yeah, and she literally like was like, this happened and I didn't want to do anything with this man, and I was like, because she loves you.
The next one, I was like, what the fuck, is when we find out that the spell that has put Violetta in this state was given to Andreas by Nati's grandmother.
That shit was wild. That was wild to
yeah
me.
And so it's like, again, you have the grandmother, she killed her husband, you know, because of abuse or whatever, and then but also her grandmother is the one to give the spell to Andreas.
How unfortunate.
Yeah. And then he, I mean, basically abused her by keeping her in that state for 6 years. So it was just like, what the hell? I'm glad she like confronted her grandmother about it, and then also like showed her grandmother she was more powerful than her, and like basically scared her.
So I kind of want to bring this up because I guess this is a fear of mine. So I was like waiting for something like this to happen, but I'm glad it didn't, because it would have like, ooh.
Yeah.
So I was scared that while Nati was in Violetta's body, that her husband was gonna come in and like, I don't know if adding that would like, but I was scared that something like that was gonna happen. Or like some type of like abuse.
And then I was thinking, has that not been happening?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I started thinking. I was like, is this gonna happen? Yeah. Is this a thing that happens?
Yeah. I was gonna mention that, but I was like, that's really dark.
It is very dark, but I wanted to bring it up because I was scared. I was like,
taking advantage of her in every other way.
I know.
Yeah.
And like he was cheating the whole time. So like for him to do that while then also coming home and maybe potentially doing that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we don't know. It's not said.
Consent.
Yeah, it's not said at all in any of it, actually, but
I'm glad it didn't.
So hopefully not.
I'm glad it didn't, because it would have added a whole darker layer to this book.
And
but
I thought
in
of
my
the same
head,
thing.
I thought of it and I was like, because like as a woman, it's like she is literally paralyzed.
Yeah, she's completely
but she's
at his
there.
mercy.
But she's there mentally, so it's like he could literally do anything.
And he knows that.
I know.
He knows that.
So I was like, this man, horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I was like, that's a thought that came in my head while reading. I just wanted to see if you also had the...
Yeah, it did cross my mind.
It's very dark.
And then I was thinking about it earlier when we were chatting. And earlier in the video, I mean. And I was like, I wonder if that happened. But it doesn't say anything about it. But I'm like, you would feel like it more than likely would. Because he's already a terrible man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
My favorite thing was coming back to the consent thing, that Nati does let her choose. That was also part of one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Another thing was the whole, like, finally the mom does, like, kill him.
Yeah.
But, like, holy fuck.
Yeah, actually, and then her calling the police and be like, I've killed my son-in-law.
Because I was like, damn, you let him do all of this, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, maybe it was finally that, like, Nati found a solution. That her mom was like, oh, there was a solution probably this whole time. And maybe she's like, okay. That's not really that's not my
that bad. Much thought into it, not I guess.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Would you read this author again?
Yeah.
I would too.
I would, yeah.
I would too. This book was really, really good.
Yeah. It wasn't
like, really good.
That, like, creepy to me. It was, I mean, the doll thing is kind of creepy, but also kind of found it funny. It was more so just, like, that's crazy. Yeah. Like, her putting her in a doll is crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, it wasn't super, like, I wasn't scared or anything like that. It was very atmospheric, I would say. Yeah. Though. Like, the whole setting, very, like,
it was, like, that creepy, dread part of it was, like, what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would read her again. She didn't traumatize me that much.
No. If there was body horror, maybe, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Sorry if the lighting changed. It got dark.
Yeah, it's getting very dark.
What's your favorite character?
I said either the doll or Doris. Because she's so chill. Yeah. But, yeah. What did you say?
Natalia.
Yeah.
I feel like she was badass.
Yeah.
To be honest. Like, she went into the house with a purpose.
Yeah.
And she did it.
Yeah.
I feel like she really embraced her rage in it. Yeah. Like, she was told not to. And it's like she has both, like, her grandma and her mom. Yeah. At the end, like, she... Yeah. It's, like, both. Yeah. Like, not one more than the other. Like, she was able to embrace that little darkness.
And then, like, pull herself back.
Back. I really like that. She's just, like, really, really awesome. Yeah. She was pretty cool, so I liked her a lot.
Yeah. I think the doll, because that's the scene.
She's pretty epic.
It's just, like...
It's epic.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. What's your star rating?
I said 5 out of 5.
I said 4 out of 5. Just because horror is not really my genre. Yeah. But I did enjoy it.
I feel like I resonated a lot with this book, so that's why it's a 5 out of 5 for me. Yeah. Just because I was like... Yup.
Yeah. Yeah, 4, because I did really enjoy it. I understand, all the themes and everything. But, yeah, horror is not really my genre, so I wouldn't say this is, like, one of my favorite books. Yeah. So that's why it's not a 5 out of 5 for me. Spice rating? I kept this in just because this is part of our process. Yeah. Right? Yeah. What's your spice rating?
2.
2.
Because there was something.
Yeah.
There was a mention of an orgasm.
Yeah. Or, like, specifically, we have this.
And she touched herself.
Yep.
And then also, the kissing or whatever. Yeah. And then the whole aspect that you don't like.
Yeah.
That was also a moment as well.
Yeah.
So there was, like, things happening.
Yeah, there was things happening. Yeah, I said 1. Mainly because, like, yeah, there is stuff happening. But, yeah, I didn't like that.
You didn't like it.
Yeah. I get it, but I don't like it. But also, like, yeah, it's horror, so you know what I mean? It's not a romance book. So yeah, there's spice, but it is, like, mainly for their relationship, but it's not for the sake of being smut.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, like, smut at all.
Yeah. I thought this video was going to be shorter because it's a novella.
Dude, we talked so much.
We talked way too much.
The thing is that it's a novella, but the themes and, like, the whole plot itself, it's layered. Yeah. So there's just so much to talk about.
Exactly.
So we don't know how long this is.
I don't know. But yeah, we liked it a lot. Let us know your thoughts down below, or if you're watching this, because we mainly talk about romance on this channel, and you're like, well, I might not read a horror book, so let me watch that. What are your thoughts now? Would you read it? Would you not read it? Let us know what you think. If you have any horror suggestions, also let us know down below, because it is Summerween, and we are doing all horror books for the month of July.
Even if we don't read your recommendations, October is coming.
Yes.
So we have another time that we can also like read, or even do another horror book chats for October. So if you have any ideas of what we can read, so that is our book chats for Muñeca.
Yay.
For her dog. She's been here the whole time.
She's been listening. She's gathering information.
She's like, so I can do
She's
what?
like, so I need a crab meat fork.
Don't even. You're not allowed to do that.
No, honey, sorry.
No.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Girl, don't give her ideas. I'm putting her away.